Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gauntlet PUBG Mobile brought to you by GamelinG. And in the past few days, we have seen um among those teams on the revival round coming from your group 1 to group 6 who fought to be part of the finals for today. For once again, I am Pong Gaming MR, and I'll be your shoutcaster for today. And a lot of you are thinking if who are the teams who going to be part of these finals. And let me read to you the teams who going to fight their spot to be part of this semifinals. Starting with your NOPLAY Victory. We also have your Memphis team, Azzy Pro, Phantom Reapers, UNDxESK. We also have here Master Esports, MSI A1. We also have here original, or Origin, I should say, ASTRAL Gods, Winning of Future, HastaLaVista Esports. Wow, what a nice clan name. ETN Esports Gaming Chaos Finest ZRP Genocide Innovate Esports. Oh, these are the teams coming from my bracket yesterday. We also have here your VillainSir Esports, Funny Fight Esports, Exquisite Esports, PROLEGAZ Pro, and lastly we have here your SFC coming from the Singapore. And I'm seeing the slot list of those team that a majority of our teams for today's finals of the revival round are coming from the Philippines. We are also seeing four teams coming from the Thailand, Malaysia, Myanmar, and we also have, I guess, a team coming from. Oh, there's none. All right, those are the teams or the teams coming from a different country or across the globe for today. And let's not forget the top eight of this finals of the revival will be proceeding or will be part of the semifinals for this coming week. And what are the maps that they're going to use to fight with in able to be part of the semifinals? And as always, during the past days, we use the two Arangel and two Miramar. And for today, we will going also to use that map. We starting with match one and match two. It will be on the Arangel map, the El Clasico. And second to that, or after those maps, it will be the Miramar map for the match three and match four. And let's not forget to cheer on our teams, and don't forget also to follow the or subscribe on the YouTube channel of GamelinG. And also I'm plugging my Facebook page, Pong Gaming MR, and also on my TikTok account, Pong Gaming MR. And also they have GamelinG also have a Facebook page, so you can also follow them on their Facebook account. A lot of social media. And um, I almost forgot. Together with me for today, my prod is Sir Shiro Gaming. You can also follow his page. Thank you so much, Sir Shiro. And I guess we're still waiting for the other teams to get in the room, and 19 teams for today. But ahead of that, yesterday I should see, I was told that it will be 20 teams, but for the final slot list we have 19 teams. I don't know what happened to the other team, but still good luck to these 19 teams who going to um, show us or showcase us their talents when it comes into PUBG Mobile, playing PUBG Mobile in those matches. Time check, it's already 9:05 here in the Philippines. Same with Mongolia, Brunei, Malaysia, and Singapore. For the other country, just like the Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, it's already 8:05, and for the Myanmar, it's already 7:05. So those who are watching at this time, don't forget to cheer on your teams. And there you have it. I guess the match one started already here in the map of Arangel. Here we go. Let the match one begin. Got excited for this revival grand finals, I should say, because there's a lot of teams coming from my country. And we are seeing on the map the plane path will be coming on this Ahsoka military base and moving towards the area of shooting range. As you can see, though it's not on the center of the play zone or the map, I should say, but it's a good thing that this Ahsoka military base will be part of that plane path. So it means that some other teams in here who is their dropping point is on that area, and we are seeing your DRP and your SFC who's trying to move themselves on the military base. Maybe we can see an early engagement on this between these teams for today, but we'll see it later on because your team DRP decided to get the resources on the southern part of the Sosnovka military base. Well, in fact, your FSC decided to move on the main area or on those buildings of Sosnovka military base. While on the other hand, your PRZ decided to move on the upper part of George Paul Hospital. We are seeing your FN5, while on the other hand, the placement already shifted and leaning towards on the southwestern part of this map. Wow, a lot of our teams already on the play zone area and getting the resources. I guess there will be an early engagement on the area nearby the farm and Puchinki. There you have it, using that gun and instantly knocking down a player. We are seeing your team 8 in here against your team 11 a while ago. Thanks to that getaway vehicle, but one of them has been pinned down already by the opposing team. There is the confirmation of that elimination using that getaway vehicle. So one of them has been eliminated. MSI also is now having engagement. We also have here Team VS PROLEGAZ coming from your Team 18. Is Smokey in here? I guess he will be a smoke on fire or smoking fire, I should say. While on the other hand, MSI on the Georgia poll will gonna try to get some information and also get another elimination coming from your team too. So they managed to pin down a player coming from your team too. Oops, thanks T. That is not a good move, but good team for Zylin here doing the backup, knocking another player coming from your team too. So we have both of these teams who got pinned down already, while on the other hand, your team 11 is getting nearby also on the area where your team 7 and your team 2 is located. I guess they're kind of busy also coming from um, busy fighting against the other team. While on the other hand, we have here Smokey trying to get some information. There you have it. Toki has been pinned down, confirming the elimination. Another one, or there is the pinning down on the side of Team 10 in here. But we already seen some players coming from your team. ProLega's pinning down also from their opposing teams. Oh, the DBS knocking down one by one. I guess there's the elimination coming from your team. MSI instantly eliminated on this match, while on the other hand, your team 18 against your team 10, ProLegas, is still trying to get those elimination with 1v1, if I'm not mistaken, who will going to defeat on this area. Will it be your ProLegas Smokey is trying to get some information using that the gun, while on the other hand, DBS is holding by its opposing player who going to give that bullet instantly to eliminate those players. Kyrie in here just waiting for the right time while on the while trying to heal up in here with the DBS. Will it be a one-hit delete towards the last man standing on the side of your team? Pro Liga still getting some information, and those knockdown players coming from your team Pro Ligas and your team 10 are trying to give some information also, no, but they decided to move towards their teammate for that for them to give that reset that they needed. It's well, in fact, it's a good decision for Team ProLegas and your Team 10 in here. We're your Hasta La Vista, but with that single shot close to being knocked down. Oh, but there is a player. Smokey is on fire, but sad to say, Bay on its location, Smokey has been open and eliminated on this match. Two teams coming from your team PH has been eliminated. We have seen your team MSI A1 together with your team Pro Legas. That will be the first match. We still have 3 matches left. Don't lose hope, guys. I know you can do it on the match 2 and 3. Together with the match for later on. While on the other hand, I guess this is nearby the quarry. Our ferry pier, we are seeing that car play coming from your team 14. Your Innovate Esports was trying to secure that area because we are seeing those players of your team UNDxESK in the ferry pier. Ferry pier indeed. But I guess your team Innovate Esports, we're gonna try to secure that place first before getting some resources that they needed. They're still lacking of resources because a lot of our teams in here decided to drop inside the play zone. Well, in fact, some other teams in here is decided to drop still on the northern part of this map, and we have seen some engagement already on those area, but I guess there's no engagement yet on the Sasabka military base, where we saw two teams a while ago coming from your team PHDRP. While on the other hand, some other teams in here, I guess the resources that they looted already is enough for them to fight with against their opposing team. 15 teams, 54 players. Still, stage 1 started for the restriction already, and 2 teams has been eliminated, and still some other teams are trying to secure or reassess their surroundings. We are seeing a lot of teams in here holding a weapon of secondary weapon of choice. Is a UMP 45. Finest of your team 12 nearby the area of Ferry Pier, where your team Innovate a while ago is located also on that area. Just in case your team Innovated will be a sandwich. There you have it, your team DRP already trying to get the first elimination against their opposing team. If I'm not mistaken, that would be your team HS, um, who is on the area also of Sasovka military base. As a pro, we just only have here 2 players. We have here Lil Chacha. There you have it. And checking on the map, the only team who is on the island of Sasovka military base is their team FSC, but they decided already to move themselves on the main island. I guess that's a nice decision for them. While for your team DRP, they're gonna try to stay still on the blue zone area. We are now on stage 2, and we are seeing 3 teams will be coming on the eastern part of our map. When in fact there's a chance to get engaged with this 3 team, there will be a 3-way fight just in case, and your team as a pro we're gonna be sandwiched between that 2 teams. So they needed to be careful in here. The Oregon of your team 8 with 2 elimination, but sad to say for your Super Mario. Super Mario has been eliminated, and happy watching already on its teammate. There you have it, getting nearby towards each other. Your team 12 finest together with your FFD, I should say. And there's the a player coming from your team 8. Oregon Origin, I should say, who's trying to move himself on that area. While on the other hand, there's the teammate of him already. Well, there's a chance of a three-way fight holding this frag grenades, being Cook to move or to pin down those players on the side with Team 12. But the area of your Team 8 Origin, they needed to be careful because two players coming from your Team 14, your Team Innovate, will be there back. Decided for your Team Origin mixing in here together with his teammate to find a place, a better place for them to stay with, or stay in, I should say, and wait for the right time to give those bullets is a nice decision. But then again, there's your Team 11 already with that spray coming from your matter. I guess that bullet doesn't matter anymore because there's no single bullet was or is given or absorbed or received by those players coming from your team or region. We are seeing your team 4 in here against your team 11, up and down coming from PRZ. There you have it, another one single-handedly. Oh, 3 has been knocked down. Will it be a squad wipe coming from your team? 3 touch. Wow, 3 touch with that name 3 touch. 3 has been pinned down by him. There you have it with a 1v4 situation. Will it be a clutch also on the side of your team PRZ, or for this time your team PRZ will be eliminated on this match? Sad to say, a lot of our teams coming from your team PH has been eliminated early than I expected. Oh, well, in fact, we can tell that also because 9 teams coming from PH on this revival. From 15, we're down into the last 14 teams, 49. This the first match for those who just tuned in for today's revival finals. This is the first match for today, and we just only have here 14 teams and 49 players. Though they are getting nearby, but no one is deciding to push through towards each other since their location are nice. They are defending their grounds. Um, as expected. Compare it to the other teams in here. While on the other hand, on your team 10, we just only have here the last man standing, Bay, and Bay is trying to contain himself on the area of Puchinki. Puchinki is a big place for Bay to hide with, and it's a good decision on the edge of the zone where the other teams is trying to move themselves on the middle of the play zone. For them not to move themselves later on once the play zone shifted. Speaking of play zone shifted, the restriction for this stage 2 is started already, and 15 seconds more is given to our team or for those players who still outside the play zone. We are not seeing a lot of engagement for this time, but later on, maybe on the stage 3, stage 4, the plays will be chaotic as expected, since we still have 14 teams and 49 players remaining for this match 1. And I guess other teams in here, especially coming from your team PH, I have seen them already on how they play PUBG in different tournaments, and some of them are trying to get a lot of points during the first match, and maybe on the second match and third match for them to not to get pressure on the last match. Being pressure, speaking of pressure, I should say, DRB is being pressured by your team 3. And we also see in your team VS away from its location. I guess they are trying to do the third party. We are also seeing your team 6 in here. While on the other hand, they are on both teams, DRB together with your team Azzy Pro of your team PH. These two teams coming from your team PH is trying to get that reset or give that reset towards their teammate. Oh, that battery fuel pack, they needed to pick that one since it is inside of that shock. And once a bullet or once that will explode, there's a big chance for them to be knocked down on that area. Finance together with your SFC is trying to engage, or they're having engagement, I should say. And I guess your team SFC is pinning down those players on the side of your team or against your team Finest of your team 12. So still holding their grounds on the top of that hill. And we are seeing two players as we've pinned down already coming from your team Finest and cooking the fragment, hoping for a nice throw in here. Same also from your team 12. This is a battle between those Ferganese or battle of Ferganese throwables, but there's a push already coming from your side. He's trying to pin down and luckily eliminate or knocking down a player coming from your team 12. I guess that would be the last man standing. So your team finance has been eliminated already on this match. Sad to see. There wasn't or oh, they were able to eliminate two players coming from Team FSC. Yeah, two elimination is not bad. Um, compare it to the empty-handed team who were eliminated a while ago. 13 teams, 41 players here in the area of Quarry. We are seeing your team VS together with your Origin with that 4v3 situation and using those frog grenades at the same time, cooking that one coming from your soul. Oh, what a nice throw in here, knocking and instantly confirming that elimination. We just only have here two players coming from your team Origin in here. They are giving their best for your team Origin, but I guess using those throwables, I guess there are not good in calculating those trajectory and angle towards those players in front of them. Though away from its location, we are seeing a bullet given towards your soulless in here coming from your baby. If I'm not mistaken, that would be baby of your team 9. There you have it. Another one has been pinned down. So securing himself on that area already. That's a good decision of the last man standing coming from your team Origin. But definitely he will going to deal with the blue zone damage. Still 13 teams, 37 players, now securing that 2 elimination coming from your team Soul. While on the other hand, there's your team as already trying to get their first elimination against your team 1, successfully getting that one, but they needed to be careful because it's not only your team 1 who is nearby towards the location. We also seeing some other teams on the right side and going or taking away or going away from that location will be a nice decision coming from the last man of your team NOPLAY Victor. ENT. Oh, was that it? I'm not expecting that one. Another team has been eliminated. Not Mama of your team 1. Oh, together with its teammate. We still have two players coming from your team 1. 12-35 players. I guess the location of team 1 in here is very crucial. So they needed to pop off some smoke in there to have a temporary screen shield while trying to be on the or trying to survive on that area. A push will be coming for your team Azipro against your team 6, and they are being successful. Oh, with that frog grenade! The buy one take one. Two of them has been pinned down. Good thing the last man has been eliminated already. Eliminated by your team Azipro. But the problem is that two of them has been pinned down, and some other teams in here is trying to move through also towards the location. So they needed to to get that reset towards their knockdown teammates ASAP, or else they will gonna be eliminated on this match. There's still a lot of teams for 11 teams, 32 players. We're still having a lot of players in here, though we are now on the stage 4. The restrictions started already. Now we are leaning on the stage 5. 32 players, and I guess the play zone will be an open ground. So good thing for those team who is located on the high ground, just like here, team 1 with the last 2 players will gonna try to get engaged against your team 14. With the 2v4 situation, the question is that will they able to eliminate this team? I have seen this team 14 Innovate Esports, how they easily dominated those players on the bracket 5 yesterday, and still for this time we are not seeing them on how they are being furious when it comes into getting those elimination. Instead, we are seeing a lot of teams coming from your PH who's trying to be furious against this opposing or against their opposing team in here. For elimination was able to secured by your team 9 in here, but I guess they are not on the pleasant area, and with that need, one of them has been pinned down already. We still have 2 players, so still there's a chance for knockdown player to get the reset that he needed, but they needed to be careful. They might gonna be pinned down by your origin last man standing. That will be a 1v3 situation, still surviving. Wow. I guess this is a part 2. A while ago, they are trying to both of these teams trying to eliminate each other on the area of Quarry. But for this time, will it be a redeeming for your team origin in here? While on the other hand, the location of your team Azi is so nice that they are trying to stay still on that location. But sad to say for your team origin, in the end, for your team 9, they dominated them, winning of fortune. I guess the fortune goes to them for against that team, but we will see it if the fortune will be for them until the end of this match. From 11 teams, we're just down into the last 7 teams, 19 players. Good thing we are seeing few teams in here, while on the other hand, your team Innovate still trying to get those elimination, but sad to say 2 of them has been pinned down. Another one will be pinned down on their team. Oh no, we just only have here Zhao, who is trying to crouch on that area, to crawl just to hide himself and give that reset towards its teammate. Those 2 players still remaining for Team FSC will gonna try to secure those elimination with a total of 10 already with that car play. And there you have it. That would be the end of your Team Innovate. We are seeing your Team SFC getting that 11 elimination. Same also with your team Aussie. I guess your team SFC is the leading team when it comes into elimination cooking. That Fergani coming from your team DRP. There you have it for these 2 teams. PH team against that PH team with that push cam of your team Aussie. Will it be a nice decision for them to do that? But I guess it's not for this time. Yeah, they managed to, or he managed to pin that player come from Team Azzy, but the backup given by its teammate. That's a good gameplay for Team Azzy Pro. With a total of 8, now we are on the last 4 teams and 11 players. And there you have it on that compound. That will be the play zone area, and one by one your team 16 together with your team 19 is already on that area. And I guess it's not good for team Azipro in here being on that open ground, because 2 teams in here, FSC together with your team F and 5 is already there, and give those bullets. But we still have here the last man standing, honestly, with Team Azzy. And there's a push already coming from Team 16 in taking away or in trying to eliminate your Team FSC. But I guess that's not a good decision for Team FN 5 to stay still on that area. Now we are down to the last two teams, Azzy Pro against your Team SC. 15 elimination. He's been located already by your Shibi. Just waiting to check here. Scar L with a 6x scope, but your Sai with that car play. But a lot of Fragranate is being thrown on the location of your Chacha or Lil Chacha in here, though popping a lot of smoke would give your Lil Chacha a temporary screen shield. But I guess with those Fragranades being thrown on its area, your Chacha, will your Chacha survive on that? Fragranade splash damage is being received by your Chacha. I guess that's a good name, Chacha with the Jiggle or Chacha. 2v1. Your team SFC is just waiting for the moment that your Chacha will be appear, since those smoke grenade is okay. Receiving those bullets, since the restriction already started, but restricting that elimination, not giving that one to your Team FSC. So there you have it, your Team SFC securing 15 elimination with a chicken dinner. That's a good gameplay, good start for your Team FSC in here. For your Team Azzy on the second spot with 10 elimination, your FN5 on the third spot with 4 elimination, your Team UNDxESK on the fourth spot without elimination, and we also have here Team DRP on the fifth spot with 3 elimination. Seeing on this top 5, we have seen these 3 teams coming from PH, and of course the only team coming from Singapore, your Team FSC, and your Team FN5 from your Team Thai. Yeah, the Funny Fight Esports. Yes, we have seen the match 1 already. That's good gameplay for your Team SFC, with a balance of elimination and at the same time taking home that Werewolf chicken dinner. For this time, they have the edge on as of match 1. But later on, we're gonna try to show to you guys the scoreboard as of match 1. And while waiting for that moment, let me have a short water break first. Be right back. Stay tuned.
HC Beats.
Hello, I'm back for the match 2 here in the Gauntlet PUBG Mobile, brought to you by GamelinG. Still, I'm your shoutcaster, Pong Gaming MR. A while ago, we have seen your team SFC taking home the What About a Chicken Dinner with a lot of elimination, but sad to say, for the meantime, we'll be postponing to show to you guys the temporary scoreboard as of match 1, the partial and official board tally. There's still some technical issues regarding to that matter, but don't you worry, guys. We will be showing to you that one later on after the match 2. But for this time, or for this match, we'll be having the match show for once again in the map of Erangel, and there you have it. The match to begins already. And there you go. The plane path. Oh, same plane path, but different angle. Good thing for your team DRP together with your team SFC, if I'm not mistaken, a while ago, who decided to drop in the areas of some military base for this time. They decided for once again, or the team VS, I should say, SFC. We are seeing also your team FSC, SFC, I should say. For your team one, if I'm not mistaken, or that will be your UNDxESK, who's trying to be move themselves on the area of Primers. So just in case between these two teams, your team VS and your team UNTSEXK, we're gonna try to drop on the area of Primers, there will be an early engagement. But for now, seeing on this team, I guess they decided not to drop on that area. Or to part ways, I should say. Except for your Butata, ayun. Butata of your team UNDSESK was got far away towards his teammate. Your team Innovate also is nearby the vicinity of Kuwari, but on the other hand, there's no one drop in the area of Pochinki for the second time around. But for the play zone, since we it already appear on the screen of the play zone, still leaning on the western part of this map. And I'm hoping for this second match that there's no early engagement. Instead, they're gonna try to give that time to get a or to get the resources for them to choose the best gun that they needed. But I don't think so between your team 2 and your team 3, who's getting nearby towards each other. We are seeing here that on the area of Yasnaya Polyana that oh, team 9 I should say, sorry for that. Your team 9 is located on the station, while on your team 2 is still spreading out on the other part of your Yasnaya Polyan. Advantage goes to your team 2 when it comes into getting those resources. They have um a lot of option in here, a lot of house that they are occupied to get those resources, while on the other hand, for your team 9, there's a small chance for them to get a nice weapon to fight with against your team 2 later on. But good thing for your team 9 in here, who is in front of your team 2 or on the station, is getting some information and relaying it to its teammate though. So there's a chance for your team 9 to step back a little bit on the vicinity of Yasnaya Polyana for them to give time to get those resources that they needed. While on the other hand, on the area of farm, we are seeing your HastaLaVista Esports with that car already, or one of them is driving a getaway vehicle, or three of them already find a getaway vehicle for them or to easily move themselves on the other area. While on the other hand, for your team 6 is occupying the area of school. I guess they are the only team is located on that area. So we are seeing that a lot of our teams or majority of our teams in here is playing passive, giving an ample time to get those resources. Same also with your team SFC. As always, that primary weapon of choice for our players in here will be that M416. And a lot of our teams in here, we are seeing different types of shotguns being the secondary weapon of choice. ASTRAL K, that DBS also. Um, we have your three touch in here. The double barrel shotgun, if I'm not mistaken, will be his secondary weapon of choice. That M762 will be the primary, but oh, luckily he is being lucky in here, getting the DBS. We are seeing first engagement already coming from our team. FN5, and your team finest is trying to move on the other area to get some nice place to stay with. Your team origin against your team 10. Oh no, we are seeing a player pinning down on honestly with team 10 in here, while still away from its location are those players of your team origin, but two of them is on a critical life already, so still they needed to be careful because a splash damage or splash damage coming from that frag grenade might pin them down by your pay of your team at 10. Good thing the backup already from your team 10 is already there, so it's a good for your team 10. But the question is that now that they are outnumbered by your team 8, will it be a nice decision for them to contest that area against your team origin? We are seeing that movement coming from your team origin in trying to get nearby the area of your team 10 players. Still trying to get some information, but one will gonna be pinned down on your team 10, easily getting that one or getting that elimination, but we still have here the last man who's trying to hide himself. But then again, there's a push trying to be done by your team origin, and they are being successful, but with the last man standing, I guess he's trying to bail off the area using that buggy being or easily getting away from those players on your team coming from its opposing team, I should say. He will be the last man standing, so he needed to be careful and save himself, or else their team will be the first team to be eliminated on this second match. We also um, saw some team who get who's getting some elimination coming from their opposing team a while ago, but I guess they managed to get a reset and bail out of the area. That's why there's no um, engagement yet on the kill feed at this time, and they're still trying to get a nice place for them to stay with while waiting for the stage 1 or stage 2. And shifting of the play zone will be on the vicinity of a hospital. Georgiopol will be part of the play zone. Ruins also on the area of Gatka. And let's not forget the Puchinki for the last man standing of your team HLV. So he needed to be careful because a lot of teams in here, just like your team Origin, together with your team PROLEGAZ and ASIPRO, the 3 teams coming from the Philippines, is trying to whip themselves, or will gonna have a chance to move on the area of Pochinki. And we are seeing your team INV on the vicinity of Gatka together with your team as SFC, the winning team of our match 1 already, moving themselves on the vicinity of Gatka. 18 teams, 64 players. I guess we are lacking of a team, or one team wasn't able to get inside the room before the plane flew or fly a while ago. Oh, that was a nice place for your team 7 in here. Your team MSI was trying to check on your team 6 on the top of this here. This is the highest peak on the main island of Erangel. They have the leverage on the being on the top of that hill, but let's not forget that they are still being open on that area. And your team MSI already decided to push through the area of your team Azzy. Oh, we just only have here 2 players of your team Azzy Pro. That's Fergonade, but too early to drop that one. Now he's being damaged, and there's a push already of your team MSI, and easily are instantly eliminating these 2 players coming from your team Azzy Pro. What is happening to our team Azzy Pro? Game 1 was a good gameplay for your team Azzy Pro, but for this game 2, I guess the momentum went off already for this match 2. But we still have match 3 and match 4 later on. They might gonna take home that winner with a chicken dinner. And on a kill field, VS against your team UNDxESK now having engagement, but I guess they weren't able to confirm that one. Your team VS against your team UND, but there's still those pinning down on the side of your team UND, while on the other hand, for your team 9 against your team Finest of your team 12 is now having engagement. 2 has been pinned down, or the player has been pinned down coming from your team Finest in here. Now DBS is holding by your Izuki for that DBS, but doing the third party by your team MSI. Oh no, there will be a 3-way fight cooking that frag grenade, but accidentally throw it in a different angle. And there you have it. We have here Kicks together with your Xyle. Another one, or one will be pinned down on side of your team Finest in here. What a nice throw, but the last bullet was given by your team Wild to eliminate them on this match. It's between your team MSI, your team 9. who's now having engagement, and in the end, I should say, we have here Team 9 dominating these two teams on the area of Group 8. Still squad with 4 elimination. We're just down into the last 14 teams, 51 players. There's still a lot. And restriction of the stage to start at already 44 minutes, or 44 seconds, I should say. It's still given to our players to move themselves on the play zone area. On the other hand, they're enjoying the view on the top of this hill. We are seeing your Team 6 who is doing the reassessment from time to time for not to be caught by the other teams. The area of ruins is kind of nearby towards the location of your Team 6, but I guess they don't decide, or they decided not to get engaged between the three teams a while ago. Just in case they decided to engage, I guess they have the leverage to get those elimination, or steal those elimination coming from those knockdown teams or players, I should say. For this time, we are seeing your team PROLEGAZ Nicolette holding that M416 being the primary weapon of choice, and SLK will be the secondary weapon of choice, trying to reposition the hindrance of their way towards the play zone will be your team 1. So I guess they needed to eliminate those hindrance first before moving themselves on the play zone area. Or just in case, they can also do the flanking on the it's either on their right side or on their left side. But the problem is that they don't know what awaits on them on those sites. While on the other hand, I guess your team finance is not aware on the presence of your team or region. Macy in here holding that mini 14 with an 8 times scope on it, just waiting for the right moment to get that bullet. But again, he's being spotted with the top getting nearby to pin down a player on its opposing team. Your team F and 5, I should say, of your team 16 in here. Your Funny Fight Esports who received some bullets a while ago, but the problem is that for Team Origin, one of them has been down by the opposing team. For Team Innovate against your Team PRZ now, having engagement, but they're not being successful to eliminate both of this team. And popping a lot of smoke in here, we're gonna give a temporary screenshot for your Team PRZ. Oh! He's trying Lazone. Lazone is trying to give that bullet towards your team PRC. I am thinking that, do you know, guys, the meaning of Lazone? Lazone in Filipino. That's an poison. Lazone. Your team Innovate is trying to lazone your team PRZ. Just kidding. Anyway, accidentally comes into my mind. DRP for your team 13. Still trying to save themselves on the play zone area, though nearby on the edge of the play zone. But we are seeing your team ProLegas on the vicinity of Pochinki against your team DRP. Two teams coming from PH, and now gonna try to get engaged and get their first elimination, since both of this team doesn't have elimination yet. Though we still have here 14 teams and 50 players standing, but we will see it later on if who will going to dominate between these two teams. Away from its location will be your team 15. We have here team Villian, who's still trying to check on your team DRP. ProLegas has been pinned down, or yeah, they are being pinned down by your team 1 away from its location, though they are still outside the play zone. One player coming from Team ProLegas has been knocked down already, and I guess the backup is badly needed for Team ProLegas, or else the third team will gonna be eliminated by your Team 1. No play victory. Though they're still outside the play zone area and they are dealing with the blue zone, still they are trying to get that elimination for Team PRZ. Dave has been pinned down also, so I guess confirming that one. So Dave has been eliminated or out of the game already, but your team. ProLegas is still standing their grounds in here in trying to defend win against your team. No play victory. Wow, that's a good defense coming from your team. No play, or PRZ, I should say. PRZ against your team 9, eliminated already on this match. That's a ProLegas. Sorry for that. Correction for your team 1 and your team ProLegas a while ago. And sad to see for your team PRC has been eliminated already on this match. And your team INV or Innovate with this last two Mouth Folly together with your Minik on that area. A push, but with that element of surprise, but he's not being successful, though he's holding the TPS, though a shotgun also is being used to eliminate them out. Your team Innovate has been eliminated by your team VillainSir. What? These two teams coming from a bracket. Yesterday, your team Innovate dominating your team Villian, but for this final or revivals finals, I should say, we are seeing your team Villian dominating that team. So it means that they have a goal in here to be part of the semifinals. So your team Innovate needed to be careful. Let's go back to your team Villian against your team WID, and they are dominating them, also doing the third party by your team PL is now getting that advantage, that leverage. And I guess those players coming from Team 1, since they are still on the play zone area, they're being eliminated by the blue zone. While on the other hand, DRP is trying to get a nice place in here, but they are being surrounded already on their way towards the play zone area. So they needed to be careful because your team ProLegas is standing still to defend their ground, but they are not on the play zone area, though they have the leverage for steal for Team 11 here, but take note that they are outside the play zone, so they needed to move their team fast, or else they're gonna be dealing with the blue zone. And here we go for Team FSC, SFC, I should say, winning team of the match 1, and now trying to get those elimination. While on the other hand, for your Team 2 in here, still checking on your Team 16 on how they gonna give that angle of bullet in pinning them down and get the first elimination. Though they are outside the place and still early for them to move, but 28 seconds more, so they needed to move fast in here, or else blue zone damage will definitely give them the headache on how to move through on the play zone area. And one thing more, a lot of our teams in here already on the play zone area, so the leverage goes to them in defending their grounds. But oh no, with the 6 times cope with a tap, that's an easy elimination for your K of your team too. Realmy has been pinned down. I guess he's been spotted by your team 16, or FN5, I should say, who is nearby towards the location. While on the other hand, we are seeing in here your team FSC with 2 elimination yet, and one of them has been pinned down by their our ENT has been Rush, I should say, has been pinned down by the opposing team. We just only have here 2 players standing on their team with 2 elimination. Also for team MRE, for team VS, and your team ProLegas now having engagement And I guess your team FN5 is being dominated by the blue zone. It still has the blue zone, though two of them managed to move through themselves on the play zone area. But there's your DRP already waiting for them to move on that area and successfully and easily getting those elimination for the 17th and 17th players between your team MRE, your team um, not play victory, your team ETN for team PROLEGAZ, your team DRP, and team VS, I should say, who will going to dominate in here. For the last man standing, honestly, with team 1 easily pinning down your Kai in here. That's an easy elimination, but he needed to be careful because that frag grenade coming from his teammate already eliminating him out. For your Bonsi of your team DRP, successfully pinning down by your team 6. ETN is trying to defend its ground while trying to move through on the play zone area. Mami with a frag grenade. Will that frag grenade Mami those players coming from Team 6? I don't think so. That frag grenade wasn't able to pin down any player coming from your Team 6. Though they're trying to get that reset, but sad to say, there's your bunny still waiting to get that elimination. Mami reposition, trying to move nearby your Smokey, but I guess they are not aware that Smokey is located on that one or on that area. Oh, I guess so. They are now aware, and with that car plate, Smokey is still trying to defend its ground, but sad to say, he's been eliminated but still by your team ENT. Oh, accidentally knocking down himself with that molly. Oh no. Now it's between three teams, winning teams of our match one FSC is still surviving against your team VS and your team MR. The edge goes to your team MRE. When it comes into players standing, you still have your two players standing on their team. Oh, same also with your team VS. But for the last man for on your team SFC, he needed to be careful. The top three is good enough, but I guess it's better to take home the winner when chicken dinner also. Though cooking those frag grenade, I guess your team VS is now aware with the car play. Easily dodge that one in trying to survive. But it's not yet done for your team Soul. But the elimination goes to your team MRE. It's a 3v3 situation. It's a match between these two teams, but your team MRE already secured 10 elimination. But no, 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 no. It's more elimination goes to your team VS. It's a 3v3 just in case this is a 3 another three elimination will be added for team MRE just in case they manage to take home that winner with chicken. But I don't think so. Your team VS will gonna give that one since they managed to secure 16 elimination already and adding of another three elimination plus taking home that winner with chicken dinner will definitely give them the advantage or give them the leverage to be on the leading spot. Megumi, who is on a car a while ago, was trying to get some information on the proper positions of those players on a side with Team 50. Team 6 a while ago, I should say. Now getting that information and giving that to its teammate, they managed to say to knock down two players easily coming from your team 6 and take home that winner chicken dinner. I told you guys, your team VS or your team VillainSir Esports will not gonna give that winner chicken dinner on your team MRE. So congratulations to your team VillainSir Esports, a team coming from Mongolia, taking home that winner chicken dinner with elimination of 19. On the second spot, we have here MRE Master Esports, Myanmar team on the second spot with 10 elimination. SFC on the third spot from a Singapore team with two elimination. Your team ETN on the fourth spot with 3 elimination, and PROLEGAZ on the fourth spot with 4 elimination. There you have it. The momentum already is there for your team, VillainSir Esports. And now we are going to shift on the Miramar map for the match 3. And while waiting for that moment, later on we will be showing you guys the partial and official board tally as of match 2. Oh, is it already available? All right. Is it already available according to our director? Okay. I guess there you have it. As of match 2, is still the leading team will be your team SFC with total points of 25 for Team Azipro on the second spot with 16, ETN on the third spot with 9 elimination. Funny Fight Esports. I guess this as of match 1. Yeah, this is as of match 1. Sorry for that. All I know is as of match 2. We are on the fourth spot for your Funny Fight Esports with 9 elimination. Also for your Winning of Fortune on the fifth spot with 6 elimination. Same also with your team DRP Genocide. HastaLaVista on the seventh spot, I should say, with 5 elimination. Your Memphis on the eighth spot with 4 elimination. UNDxESK on the ninth spot with 4 elimination. We are seeing 3 teams who got the same elimination, 3 elimination. Your Origin Astral Gods, MSI A1, Innovate Esports on the 10, 11, and 12 spot. VillainSir on the 13th spot with 2 elimination, together with your KS Finest and your Team PROLEGAZ. And lastly, NOPLAY victory on the 16th spot with 1 elimination. That would be the temporary or the partial unofficial scoreboard tally as of match 1. Later on, before the match 3 begins, we're going to show you guys the partial unofficial board tally as of match 2. So let me have a short water previous. And I'm back for the match 3 for today's Gauntlet PUBG Mobile Revival Finals. Match 3. A while ago, I told you guys that we'll be showing the scoreboard, partial and official, as of match 2. So I guess it's already ready. So there you have it, still on the top spot. SFC with 32 elimination, VillainSir Esports on the second spot with 31 elimination, just a single elimination. So your team SFC needed to be careful here because we have seen your team VillainSir Esports dominating them out on the match too. ENT on the ETN I should say Esports on the third spot with 16 elimination together or same elimination or total score, I should say, with your Master Esports, Pro also with 16 total points, winning a fortune with 14 points. Origin Astral Gods with 10 points, and your Funny 8 Esports with 10 points. On the ninth spot, we have here PROLEGAZ Pro with a total of 9 points. HastaLaVista Esports with 7 points together with your MSI A1. DRP Genocide on the 12th spot with 6 points. Memphis team on the 13th spot with 5 points. UNDxESK with 4 points. KS Finest with 3 points. And NOPLAY Victory with 3 points. For the scoreboard tally, we have seen that single point um, between the top 1 and top 2. And for the top 3, 4, and 5, they are far, far away for those points. But let's not forget that 8 teams for this Revival Finals will be part of the semi-final. And match 3 started already with a plane coming from Campo Militar and moving on the western of Ladril Guerra. There's a lot of teams already went out or dropped. Oi, I'm seeing your exquisite on this. Yeah, that's their dropping point on the Campo Militar. Your PROLEGAZ, we're gonna try to move on the area of El Pozo together with your team VS. I guess your team PROLEGAZ needed to be careful in here now because they are on the ninth spot, and the score of them against your team Funny Fight Esports is 9 and 10, I should say. So if your team PROLEGAZ gonna try to be part of your top 8 and be part of the semifinals, they needed to be careful in here. We have seen some other teams was getting engagement, and I guess that's first blood already received by the other team. So confirming that one easily. We are seeing El Azahar area, who's a lot of teams from your team 2, team 15, and your team 11. Your team TN, one of them has been eliminated already on this match. So we just only have here 2 players standing on their team. So they needed to be careful in here since it's not your team 2. It's not only your team 2 is located on this area, I should say. We are having 3 players or 3 teams who is lingering around on the vicinity of El Azahar. Though we are seeing um, carefully bailing out of the area, those players coming from Team 11, is still, they needed to be careful since they are still on the vicinity of El Azahar. Your Team 2 might gonna check on them later on, and a spray might be pin down those players. While on the other hand, we have here your team UNDxESK against your team No Play of your team 1. On the front of those on the team of your No Play is your Riaya of your team UNDxESK. He's being surrounded, or she is being surrounded on that area. So your Riaya needed to be careful. While on the other hand, trying to boost before getting engaged as a player coming from your team NOPLAY. 9 or 9 new Kiki holding that secondary weapon of choice, Uzi, and I guess that SOK will be the primary weapon of choice. But sad to see one of them has been pinned down, and there's a push already by your Riaya of your UNDxESK trying to get that first elimination or confirm that one. But no way, highway. We are team one will not gonna let that one since they're on that same vicinity nearby. They are trying to secure that location and not to be eliminated by your team UNDESK. But that movement of your Riaya, another one will be pinned down. So we just only have here two players coming from your team. NOPLAY Esports with a push and confirming those elimination. That was an easy elimination from your team 5 towards your team. No play of your team 1. 2v4 situation in front of your team UNDxESK. Now they are being dominated. At first, we are seeing your team no play with those tactics. At first, we all know that they gotta dominate your team UNDxESK, but in the end, now seeing on this match between these two teams, I guess your team no play will gonna eliminate instant by your team UNDxESK. Now holding the shotgun, hoping for a nice um uh, angle of bullet in pinning those players, but DPS is holding by them. But I guess so it's not gonna happen for your team UNDxESK. Securing for elimination for your team VS. Now having engagement against your team 2. I guess that's an easy elimination also. No, it's not. It's not that easy since two of them has been eliminated by your team 2. But there's still two players or three players standing for your team 2 in here. A push from your Megumi, but I guess Megumi is on a critical at this time, so Megumi needed to be careful. At the back of them is your Rami. Now there's the bullet already given by your Rami. It's too late, though he managed to pin down your Rami in here, but it's too late for that one since another player coming from your team 2 is already there for the backup. So that would be it for that team. Seeing on your team DRP against your team 3 of your team AZPRO, a team coming from the Philippines, trying to get engaged and get some information on those positions of those opposing teams of them. But then again, that's popping off that smoke, trying to have a temporary screen shield. Same also with your team Exquisite in here against your team 2. Doing they have the leverage on the top of that hill, but we will see it later on if they will going to maximize that leverage of them, or your team 2 will be able to eliminate them, though they are on the low grounds. Getting some information, Lufa Boy with that spray using that AUG gun and a 4-time scope on it, close to being knocked down your Geo07 of your team 2, but he's not being successful in taking down your Geo07 of your team 2. There's a lot of house serves as a shield for your team 2 in here, so it will be very difficult for your team 7 to get those elimination coming from your team 2. Team 17, I should say, our team Exquisite. On a kill field, we have seen your MSI against your team DRP using that frag grenade. A player coming from your team MSI has been pinned down, or Origin, I should say. And I guess there's the counter attack is easily done by your team MSI in trying to defend their grounds. Another one close to being knocked down. Mixi in here was trying to rotate and get some information in the pinning down or eliminating those players coming from Team MSI. But they are not gonna get those elimination since your team MSI is doing a great defense in here and easily pinning down with the throw grenade, but the counter attack made by your team MSI in here, I don't think so. It will gonna be an easy for your team Origin in here against your team MSI. And one thing more, those players on the vicinity of your team MSI has been pinned down already by your team Origin, I should say, has been pinned down already by your team MSI. So we just only have here last man standing on on the side with team Origin. So I guess it's better for him to leave the place and save himself where no one is located. We have here Kicks in trying to get another elimination, that fourth elimination coming from your team Origin using that buggy, but I guess I don't think so. He already know where the last man standing is located. For Team PROLEGAZ in trying to get that elimination, successfully getting that one against your team ENT, while on the other hand, still on this area will be your team 9. For Team Azipro against its opposing team. And I guess some other teams or some other player coming from your team WID is having engagement against your team 10. There you have it. Your team 6 also is getting nearby the vicinity of your team, of that certain team, I should say. Now, checking on the map on the upper, the play zone will be leaning on the northern part of the map where La Cobreria is located, but we are seeing no one or nobody on that area. I guess it's better for those teams to move themselves on that area. Just like here, your team FN5, who is doing a hard flank on in trying to move themselves on the play zone area. And some other teams still outside the play zone, just like your team MSI, who's still having engagement against their opposing team. If I'm not mistaken, that would be your team Origin. So I guess it's better for them to move faster in the play zone area, or else they're gonna be dealing with the blue zone damage. Still continuously getting engaged for your team Exquisite and your team 2, who is still located on the area of El Azahar. For your team Exquisite successfully getting their first elimination, while on the other hand, for your team UNDxESK, one of them has been pinned down by your team 9, WID. We are seeing squad coming from your team 9 against your team UNDxESK. One of them has been eliminated, successfully securing the 2 elimination for your team WID, but the leverage goes to your team 5, your team UNDxESK, who is on the high ground. So popping off the smoke will give him a nice shield in here, not to be spotted, but oh no, Minky has been pinned down, not knowing that on the other edge or other mountain will be your team 11. So it's a 3-way fight in here and trying to get revenge against your team 9. Now they are being dominated by your team 12, your team KS Finest of the team Philippines. Toshi together with Izuki, Inumaki, and your Wise. 16 teams, 56 players still standing for this third match. We still have a lot of teams in here. If I'm not mistaken, we saw 2 teams has been eliminated. Yeah, 2 teams from 18 down to the last 16 teams. And we are now on the stage 2, but the restriction for the stage 2 begins already, so leaning on the stage 3, and we are seeing 2 teams coming from the Philippines, Exquisite together with your team PRZ, but the edge goes to your team PRZ in here, trying to defend their grounds on those houses or on that compound. We're gonna give them a nice defense in here, but sad Sadly, one of them has been pinned down by the opposing teams using that midi 14, and if I'm not mistaken, attached to that will be an 8 scope. So that's an easy elimination or easy pin down coming from the opposing team. A push by your Nathan in here using the DPS and getting that elimination, cooking that frag grenade for a nice throw in here. That trajectory, but easily repositioned by your crit. I guess he was able to foresee that one against your team, Exquisite. In one of them has been pinned down already, but managed to get the reset, while on the other hand another player coming from the team has been eliminated by your team, Exquisite. We have here UI popping off a lot of smoke in here at the same time in trying to pin down team coming from your a player coming from your team 14, your team INV, who is nearby also on that location, while on the other hand Dave is bleeding out a while ago on its location. Good thing he managed to get that reset, and now he's getting ready to fight with against your UI. I guess UI is not aware on the position of your team because he is now trying to eliminate your panda. For Team INV trying to reposition, but sad to say on the location they went through, we have here Team MSI awaits them out and eliminating them on this match. Still a spray away from their location, but attached to that weapon will be a 4x, 4 times scope. But there's your UI already eliminating your panda. And if I'm not mistaken, they will be the last man standing on the Saribi team. PRZ decided to move themselves on the play zone, or reposition themselves, I should say, for your team MSI. But they are still nearby towards the next play zone. For Team UNDxESK with the last two players standing with for elimination, still they are trying to get another elimination coming from your team AZPro, but they needed to bear in mind that your team HL is also nearby towards the location, who is just waiting to do the third party later on, and they we're gonna get an easy elimination just in case. But we also have here your team finest or KS finest of your team 12, who is on the top of that hill, and we are seeing here Gray, who is receiving a lot of bullets coming from that team. Exquisite against your team MSI. And I guess your team Exquisite is dominating your team MSI in here. Same also for your team FN5 against your team SFC. But there's been a counter attack doing or made by your team SFC. And I guess they managed to dominate your team FN5. Getting a nice place to stay with for those teams still surviving in here, while on the other hand still defending their grounds. We are seeing in here Team 6 against your Team 5, or your Team 10 I should say, using those shotguns, easily pinning those players on in front of them. But I guess still they needed to be careful in here because a lot of teams is still on the high ground, so it's just waiting for to do the third party and easily getting those elimination. MSI also against your team is Exquisite is still there is a engagement happening towards each other, while on the other hand for your team UND and your team Azzy Pro is they are still defending their grounds in here and trying to reassess their surroundings from time to time, but we will see it later on if who going to dominate. But your team finest with the window given by them, they managed to pin down already a player coming from your team Azzy Pro, and though they can get that reset that they needed, but still, um, uh, awareness towards your team as a pro in here that they are being surrounded by different teams since they are on the lower grounds. But then again, good thing for those house being the shield of them, and your team WID is now aware also on the location of your team Finest, and they are also located on the open ground. So for these teams who is located on the high grounds in here needed to be careful. 16 teams, 39 players. Oh no. 16 teams, 39 players. There's still a lot of teams surviving for this third match. We are seeing a lot of teams in here that trying to be part of the top 8 who has a chance to be on the semi-final. And there you have it for the restriction of stage 4 started already, and now one by one who's trying to move themselves on the play zone area since it's already visible on their map where the next play zone is located. For the other teams who is on the play zone area, the only thing that they can do is to defend their grounds, but still they needed to be careful because there's a lot of teams in here who's outside the play zone, and there's a lot of teams who's trying to move themselves on the play zone area one by one. Team 2, we have here Gay has been pinned down also with the other teams, but for Team DRP still surviving together with your KS Finest, which we are seeing that they don't have elimination yet, but knowing that we still have 38 players remaining, there's still chance for them to get those elimination. And there's an engagement already against your team SFC against your team WID, and I guess your team SFC now dominating that team. For your team Finest and your team DRP also now having engagement, but away from the location of your team DRP as your team 2 awaits for that moment to give that bullet. So your team DRP needed to be careful in here, though they managed to get that reset, give that reset toward the knockdown teammates. Still, the presence of those teams surrounded by them gives the hindrance in moving their teams on the play zone area. And now your team UND trying to get engaged to take down the area where your team Azipro is located. And a single nade a while ago pinning down your Riaya, and another one for that one. But then again, he's being spotted already from its location, just waiting for the right moment. But I guess it's not enough for them to hold their grounds in here, since it's a 2v3 situation a while ago, successfully getting that 2 elimination. Now, the only thing for Team Azipro to do is to defend the ground and not to be taken by their opposing team. A frag grenade, that a nice trajectory of frag grenades a while ago, and confirming by your virus of your PROLEGAZ getting that elimination against your team too. But we still have here 2 players coming from your team too, so there's still a hindrance for your team PROLEGAZ against your team 2. With the 3 players standing on their team with 4 elimination, 12 teams, 28 players, there's still a lot. Knowing that we are now on the stage 5, and we are seeing a chaotic play zone already in here, and a player coming from your team Azipro managed to pin down your team SFC. But there you have it, your team PROLEGAZ is not yet done. The fight between these 2 teams, we just only have here Rami, who is the last man standing against your team PROLEGAZ with a 1v3 situation using the TBS and trying to defend his ground. He managed to pin down your virus, but I guess there are not the he cannot get the reset that easily, since the stage 5 started already, and he's being on the blue zone, and your team Finest or Azipro against your team SFC has been eliminated already. For your team Exquisite, Forto I guess is bleeding out from its location, who is away from its teammate. MSI is nearby on the area, but we still have here team DRP with a single elimination. On the lower grounds will be your team 18, your PROLEGAZ. KS Finest now with 5 elimination, I should say, and Good team. They still on that defending the ground gives them 5 easy elimination. And I guess the last man standing for your team is EXQUISITE has been eliminated by your team MSI already. Now it's between your team DRP. DRP Andy together with your DRP Okra in here. With this last two player standing, or Daddy has been or is still bleeding out from its location, but they need to prioritize being on the play zone area, except for your team SFC and your team Finest in here. For your team SFC, with the last man standing, still managed to get that elimination of that spray. Oh no, you cannot get away with that spray coming from your Shibi in here, but Shibi needed to be careful since the blue zone is already there, and oh no, Shibi will not gonna survive in moving on the play zone area. DRP in trying to move through on the location of your team 18. PROLEGAZ in here, but sad to say they've been eliminated by your team PROLEGAZ. No, we just only have here 3 teams standing. I guess these teams coming from the PH MSI, your team PROLEGAZ and your Chaos Finance, who will going to dominate when it comes to elimination. Your team PROLEGAZ, I guess, is the leading team. With 10 elimination for your team Finest MSI, we just only have here your Izuki together with your kicks of MSI. Now Izuki is being sandwiched between these two teams. Good thing there is the getaway vehicle being the shield of here. And one thing more, that temporary screen shield of smoke grenade. And he is located on the blue play zone. So challenge goes to your team PROLEGAZ in here on how to move themselves on the play zone area. Good thing they have that getaway vehicle, easily move themselves on that area. But I guess they are not aware the presence of your Izuki. Now it's a 2v1 situation. A push will be coming from Smokey, but easily pinned down. Good thing doing the back up by your virus in here. They managed to eliminate the last man standing on your team. Chaos Finance. Kicks 911. Will it be a help for your team PROLEGAZ in here? A single shot. We have here team PROLEGAZ taking home that winner with a chicken dinner with elimination of 11. For finally, you have here PH team stepping up for this match 3. On the second spot, MSI with A1 with elimination of 8. On the third spot, Finest or Chaos Finest with 6 elimination. DRP also on the 4th spot with 1 elimination. SFC on the 5th spot with 9 elimination. This top 5 for this third match, we are seeing 4 teams coming from the Philippines. Of course, the only team coming from Singapore is your team SFC. And I guess with those scores, the leading team will gonna be still your team SFC. But it will gonna be vary later on once this stage or once the match 4 end. And while waiting for the moment for the match 4, let me have a short water break first. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. And we're back for the final round of Gauntlet PUBG Mobile Revival Finals for today, brought to you by GamelinG. Still, I'm your shoutcaster, Pong Gaming MR. A while ago, I told you guys that we will be showing to you the partial and official board tally as of match 3. And I guess it's already ready. And there you have it, still on the top spot will be your team SFC with a total points of 44. VillainSir Esports on the second spot with 32 points. PROLEGAZ Pro, wow, stepping ahead with 31 points. MSI A1 with 21 points. Pro with 19 points on the fifth spot. MSI Esports with 19 points also on the sixth spot. We also have here your winning of fortune on the 17th spot, or on the seventh spot, I should say, with 17 total points, and your ETN Esports with 17 total points. On the ninth spot, we have here your 14, your Chaos Finest with total points of 14, HastaLaVista Esports with 11 points, DRP Genocide with 11 points also, MEMPHIS Team with 10 points together with your Origin Astral Gods with 10 points, Funny Fight Esports with 10 points, Exquisite with 8 points, UNDxESK on a 16th spot with 8 point. We saw on the we have seen on the scoreboard, I should say, that there is a jumbled of team between the top 3, 4, and 5 all throughout the top 8, but still remaining on the spot will be your team SFC. Away, it is score from your team VillainSir Esports with 32 points. That would be 12 points ahead. So what we are expecting here that in the end of this match 4, your team SFC, I should say, will be still on the top spot. But um, we will see if your team VillainSir Esports will gonna let that one, or will gonna try their best to be on the top spot. But a good thing for the other teams in here, for the top 8, there's still a chance for your team KS Finest together with your HastaLaVista Esports, DRP Genocide, and Memphis team, Origin, Astral Gods, Funny Fight, Esports, to be part of the top 8 in trying to fight or trying to be on the semi-final. Because the scores between the top 8, 9 down to top 14 is just a matter of 3 points down into 7 points. So for those who are on the top 7 or top 5 down to top 8, they needed to be careful in here, because the those teams coming from your top 9 down to the top 16 might gonna steal the spot once they manage to get a lot of elimination, and at the same time with the balance of that placement points. Let's not forget that the balanced placement points, we're gonna give them the advantage, or yeah, we're gonna give them the advantage to be part of the top 8 and be part of this semi-finals. For this last match, it will be on the Miramar map, where your team ProLegaZ show to us on how they dominated the other teams. But the question is that, will they be able to do that again? Since four of those top 5 teams a while ago on the previous match, third match, is coming from the PH. So there, we have seen them that they have the goal to be part of the semi-finals. So for the team SFC, I guess this will gonna be a chill game for them, since they are 12 points ahead to the top 2 of your VillainSir Esports. Indeed, for team VillainSir Esports, who is on my bracket yesterday, showing as they're the eager to be on the semi-final round. But sad to say for the other teams, just like your funny Fight 8, who got the second spot, if I'm not mistaken, on my bracket yesterday, is one of the team who is on the bottom area. For the other teams also, there's still a chance for the other teams since their points, just like here, Team UNDxESK in here with a total points of 8 and on the 16th spot, and just a matter of 9 points from your team ETN Esports Gaming. So still, there's a chance for those teams who are on the top 9 to top 16 to be part of the top 8. I guess it's better for them to not to be aggressive on this final round. It's better to do the play safe first and later on be aggressive once they have the chance to secure those elimination. And there you have it for this last match. Here we go. This will gonna be the last part to give all their best for this revival finals. The plane path will be coming on the northern part and moving towards on the area of Puerto Paraíso. Though it's not that good, it's not on the middle of the map, but then there's still a lot of place in here. Good thing for this map, there's a lot of place in here where they can get their resources. Just like here, the San Martin, the Graveyard, the La Benita, even the Tierra Bronca, the area of Campo Militar El Azahar, but they needed to be careful. And I guess we are seeing that half of this team we're gonna try to move on the northeastern part of this map, while on the other half we're gonna try to move on the western part of this map. But the question is that where is the play zone be located? Will these teams who are a lot of teams in here will be outside the play zone. So there's a lot of challenge for those teams who's outside the play zone. Good thing for those teams already on the play zone area. And I guess we are seeing a lot of teams on the western part, the northern part of this map. Um, they are trying to get those resources. DRP against your ETN now early engagement against each other. MRE and your team Origin also now having engagement, and I guess your team Origin is being dominated by the opposing team at this time, and they needed to be careful here on the area of El Is this El Paso? No, it's not. This is not El Paso, but we are seeing your team 18 against your team 19, who is now having engagement in Pala area. Now having an engagement. While on the other hand, let's take a look on your team Exquisite together with your team 6, who or Origin, I should say, who is now being dominated by your team or region. Two of them is being pinned down, or two of them is still bleeding out from its location, and we are seeing a push coming from your team 6 in here and trying to dominate your team or region, but in trying to reposition and trying to get that reset also on the side of your team origin, popping off that smoke. But sad to say for your Bonsi, has been eliminated already by your team MRE, now cooking the frog grenade, hoping for a nice trajectory in here, pero Super Mario is located on that house, so your rider needed to be careful, or else your Super Mario will have that leverage to pin him down. Now getting that reset from time to time, so it will gonna be a 3v4 situation between these two teams. Your team originated to be careful in here since they are being outnumbered, and I guess that push coming from your 99 AG is give them the advantage, but he needed a backup in here. In front of him will gonna be a three players. There's a counter attack done by your team origin in here, but in the end they are being dominated still by your team sticks. And we just only have here Super Mario, who is the last man for your team origin. Team 6 or Team Master Esports. While on the other hand, PROLEGAZ against your team SFC. Oh no, what is happening? Oh, he's not aware that this Super Mario is still there and grabbing that opportunity in taking down a player coming from your team, Master Esports. Now that's the time for him to bail out the area since they are being busy in trying to get that reset, but still he's being spotted in on its way away from from the location of those players of your team, Master Esports. Close to be on a critical life. I guess he needed to heal up first before proceeding to bail out of the area. And we are back on your team ProLegas against your team SFC in here. Since you managed to eliminate a player coming from your team SFC, I guess your team ProLegas is trying to get that spot, top spot against your team SFC. But the score is kind of far away, but anything can happen for today. So let's not forget that one. Advantage goes to your team ProLegas in here in getting that high grounds. They have the positions in easily checking those players coming from your team SFC and relay it to their teammates. But then again, good thing for team SFC out there is that they are located on those buildings, so they can easily hide themselves and easily dodge those bullets. But they needed to be careful since one of them or some of them has being bombarded a while ago by your team ProLegas. While on the other hand, UNDxESK, we're seeing three players who's trying to move themselves on the play zone area, trying to reassess its surroundings just to make it sure that there's no one located on that area. I guess the area of Impala is still all in the play zone, so there's still chance for that two team ProLegas against your team SFC to continue the engagement against each other. But the question is that who going to dominate on that area. Well, on the other hand, those teams still outside the play zone because we have seen a while ago that there's a lot of teams who's outside the play zone. There's a lot of teams in here will be coming on the northern part, northwestern part of this map. So there's a chance for those teams to get engaged once they saw each other. There's the pinning down or knocking down a player coming from your team ProLegas already against your team SFC. For team FN5, who's still on the edge of the play zone, but your team SFC wasn't able to confirm that elimination. DRP, if I'm not mistaken, or UNDxESK against your team Master Esports, they are now having engagement using those DBS by your Bunny, easily taking down those players coming from your team UNDxESK, but we are seeing two players has been pinned down on your Master Esports while your Minky is on a critical life on its location. He needed to heal up in here, and one thing more, they are outside the blue zone, so it's a double damage for both of these teams. The damage coming from the blue zone, and at the same time those bullet who's trying to pin to give towards each other, and those positions made by your team UNDxESK make them or give them the advantage in getting those elimination and eliminating your team. Sixth. Master Esports has been eliminated already. We're just down into the last 17 teams and 59 players. We're still on the stage 2. There's still an ample time for those players still outside the play zone, since 2 minutes is still given for them to move themselves. But checking on the map, still the play zone, I should say, will be leaning on the northeastern part of the map from the original play zone. And a lot of teams is getting or is on the location of nearby the vicinity of Ipala, La Benita, and Minas Generales. While on the other hand, we've seen some teams still outside the play zone. I guess since this will gonna be the last match, I guess they are being doing the play safe instead of getting those elimination. They will gonna do the play safe first, and maybe later on they're gonna get those elimination that they needed just to be part of the top 8. Speaking of getting those elimination, there's a big chance for your team KS Finest against your team DRP in here to get engaged and get those elimination that they needed. But that they need to bear in mind that away from their location, we are seeing also a team coming from Thailand, ETN Esport Gaming, who can do the third party later on once the one of those players coming from those two teams got knocked down. That easy stealing of elimination might gonna give or might gonna do by your team 11. Since he will gonna be the last man standing for team Origin. We have here Super Mario, who is now on a super walk, super run in trying to move himself on the play zone. He's far away, is 1,000 meters away from the play zone area, while on the other hand, MSI against your team F and 5. Now have engagement and dominating your team as F and 5 in here. And I guess we just only have here 2 players standing on us coming from your team F and 5. So this will be an easy target for your team as F and MSI, I should say, in here, because it will gonna be a 4v2 situation. So clearly they are no match, but even though they are no match, those bullet will not gonna be dodged by your team MSI. And for finally, they managed to get their first elimination already. One of the player coming from Team MSI has been eliminated. Oh no, what is happening for Team MSI in here? Was getting pinned down and eliminated by this last 2 player standing on a Sarive F and 5. I guess there's an error when it comes into communication on your team MSI A1. Zyle 911. I guess he needed that 911 to dial up later on, because he will gonna be the last man standing on its team. DRP against your team 2. But then again, there will not gonna engage for this time. Instead, holding their grounds will definitely be a wise decision, since we still have your 17 teams and 52 players remaining, but your team DRP has been spotted by your team VS already. So a spray was given towards their location and close to being knocked down a while ago for a player of your team DRP. Yawa. That's gonna be your Yawa. And we have here Zyle 911, who is trying to do the revenge for its teammate, but he needed to be careful, wanting more. The blue zone damage will gonna hurt him out. Good thing for the update, you can heal up while driving, while on the other hand, there's no heal up already for a knockdown player coming from your team. DRP. A while ago, we have seen your Yawa who got easily eliminated by your team VS. Now Andy has been knocked down, and there's your Ken together with his teammate trying to push through the location of your team DRP. But your daddy needed to be careful since your team VS already located on that area, and we just only have here Okra who's trying to get away on that location and do the play safe later on with a total of 5 elimination for your team VS, and your team other teams still getting engaged as quiz. Also, we are seeing on the map that the play zone will be on the center of the Los Leones. Still, there's a lot of our team in here will be coming on the northeastern part of the map, so they needed to be careful in trying to move themselves on the play zone area, because there's a chance, big chance for this team to get engaged since they will gonna move later on the play zone area. Speaking of moving, there's no moving on the play zone for your team to in here. They needed to get their first elimination first before moving on the play zone area. And I guess they can get that one against your team VS in here. And seeing the kill feed a while ago, 12 player coming from it. VS has been pinned down already. I don't know if they've been confirmed by their opposing team. And I guess there you have it. Another one will be eliminated. But for the knockdown player of your team, VS managed to get that reset that he needed. For finally, we have here Team 2 getting that first elimination. I guess this is the time for them to move themselves on the play zone area. Exquisite against your team INV are having engagement. They manage to pin down a player coming from your team INV. Another one will be pinned down by your team Exquisite by your fourth bro. So your team INV needed to be careful, or else the team will be eliminated on this final round. There's no chance already to be part of that or to increase their score and to be part of the semi-finals. There you have it. We still have here 2 players standing, but the push through is given by your team Exquisite. But sad to see one of them will be eliminated on a critical life will be your UI boy, and trying to get a reset for a 3v2 situation. But what a nice frag grenade given by your Nathan, and there's the shotgun of your Nathan, or UI, I should say. But UI needed to be careful. He's been pinned down or knocked down on the blue zone. But I guess he can still get the reset that he needed. But they need to move fast because we are now on the stage 4. And the damage of the blue zone increasing and increasing for this time. SFC has been pinned down by a player coming from our team 2, PROLEGAZ against your team HLV. Now having engagement, while on the other hand, as play, we're gonna try to give by your B or Shen of your team 9 against your team PRZ in here, and they are hiding themselves and trying to not to be caught by those bullets who's trying to give by your baby Shen of your team WIB. PROLEGAZ team 2K easily getting that knockdown, now holding the UMP 45, while on the other hand, PROLEGAZ Virus is trying to cook that frag grenade in trying to pin down your K, but that was not good enough from your team PROLEGAZ, because K in here with those jiggles and bullet given by your K, that will be the end for your team PROLEGAZ. From 17 teams, we're just down into the last 11 teams and 32 players standing for this final round. Still, some other teams still has the place in here, and we are seeing some other teams who still defending their grounds on the play zone area. BBC and already pinned down, but their opposing team Exquisite is now having engagement against your team Chaos Finest. Of these two teams coming from PH now having engagement against your team Exquisite. We're gonna try to be part of your team top 8 in here. While on the other hand, for your team KS Finest, they managed to eliminate your fourth row. So there will gonna be a 3v4 situation in between your team Exquisite and your team Chaos Finest in trying to be part of top 8. We will see it later on. Nathan on its way, but easily pinning down by your Inumaki using that AK-47, but then again, UI will gonna be the last man using the DBS or shotgun. I should say that would be an easy elimination, and another one will gonna be pinned down by your UI of your team Exquisite with a total of 6 elimination, but he needed to heal up in here just right on time. Oh no. That was an epic for your team Exquisite and your team Chaos Finest. We are seeing your team WIB who's on a high grounds. Now they are the leverage to easily pin down those teams on the lower grounds. But still they needed to be careful since a lot of teams is located below them. So once that they will not gonna do the time to time reassessment of their surroundings, it will gonna be an easy target for those teams. For Team F and 5, with an element of surprise, will it be a surprise? I guess not, because it will be a surprise with the 2v1 easily jiggle or trying to hide, dodge this bullet, but he's now on a critical life, and I guess backup is badly needed for your team 10 in here. That's a good defense made by your team 16, but sad to say one of them has been pinned down already from its location, so we just only have here one player standing on their team and wanting more. He cannot do the backup on its teammates since he's being spotted also by your team 2 on that high ground, but with that or doing that third party by your K in here. That would be another points for your team 2. And surviving for this final round will be your team S and 5. I guess your K is not aware that we still have here 2 players standing coming from your team 16. Another or the restriction again for stage 5 started, so the play zone is getting smaller and smaller, but we still have here 19 players and 8 teams surviving, so it's still the play zone we're gonna be chaotic, and from time to time, one by one, those players coming from your team too can is easily being pinned down by the opposing teams in here, and we just only have here Gay, and last man standing for team 5 has been eliminated by your Gay 07 of your team 2. From 9 teams down into the last 7 teams, 7 players, 17 players, I should say, remaining on this match. But we still have here some other teams who's trying to get those eliminations, just like here your team WID, who has 1 elimination, but we still have here 3 players standing on their team. They are still trying to be on the top of that hill, since that area will be on the play zone, so it will be nice for them to stay still on that area. For Team 1, though they're still squad, but when it comes to elimination, um, we are lacking on that team. For the last one standing on a study with Team 2 in here, still managed knock down a player come from your Team 16, and securing those two eliminations. So your Team 16 has been eliminated by your the last man of your Team 2. For Team Chaos, Finest has been spotted by your Team 11 ENT, and one of them has been eliminated. While on the other hand, your gay in here, we're gonna try to do the third party against your Team PRZ and your Team 9. We're down to the last 5 and 9 last 5 teams and 9 players remaining. I guess Yuzuki will be the last man on your Team Chaos Finals, while on the other hand, other teams in here, we still have 3 players standing on a study with Team 9. That Molotov, will it be an easy elimination for gay? I guess not, since there's no window in that area to easily eliminating those players still standing coming from your Team PRZ. WID on the higher ground, still surviving, while on the other hand, we still have here Team ETN with the last 2 players, and there you have it, trying to pin down your Yoki by your KS Finest last man standing Izuki, but he is heavily damaged, and a push already made by your Rain of your WID, and that would be it for their team. And one thing more, the challenge goes to your Team PRZ, which is there outside the play zone, and we are seeing your gate being the one who's doing the gatekeeping and trying to move themselves on that area. But I guess he will gonna be pinned down by your Team WID, or it's and eliminating them on this match. A while ago, the leverage goes to your Team 9 with the player is standing but now and waiting for the right time by your Team ETN. They have that advantage for the final blow in taking home that Whether with a chicken dinner. There you have it. We have seen here your Team ETN taking home that Whether with a chicken dinner with elimination of 6, PRC on the second spot with 3 elimination, WID on the third spot with 5 elimination, your Team 2, Memphis team on the fourth spot with 13 elimination. Wow, there's still chance for your Memphis in here. For Team Finest, KS Finest on the fifth spot with 2 elimination. And there you have it for this last match. But the question is that who are the top 8 teams will be proceeding on the semi-finals. We're just gonna wait for the final scoreboard tally. I guess they are trying to do that at the moment. While waiting for that moment, let me take this opportunity to thank Gauntlet, GamelinG, ayan, in having me or being a shoutcaster for a bracket or group 5, and for today's grand finals of the revival round. Also, thank you to our prod Sir Shiro. And don't forget also to follow or subscribe on their YouTube channel, and follow their Facebook page. And also you can follow my Facebook page and my TikTok account at Pong Gaming MR. We are just gonna wait for the final scoreboard tally. But I guess your team SFC will gonna be still on the top spot. But we don't know for the second placer, third, fourth, uh, and so on until the eighth spot. But good thing for the other teams, we have seen that they did their best in trying to be part of the or trying to do their best to be part of the top eight. I guess this score is already done, and we will see if we can flash it before we end the stream. Yeah. All right. It's already there. There you have it. I told you guys. Still being on the top spot, SFC with total of 45. On the second spot, your VillainSir Esports with 37 points. PROLEGAZ Pro on the third spot with 33 points. ETN Esports on the fourth spot with 33 points. MEMPHIS on the fifth spot with 27 points. We also have here Fortune on the sixth spot with 27 points. MSI A1 on the seventh spot with 23 points. Master Esports on the eighth spot with 23 points. For Team Azi Pro on the ninth spot with 19 points. KS Finance 19 points also, but on the 10th spot. Funny Fight Esports on the 11th spot with 17 points. Exquisite on the 12th spot with 14 points. UNDxESK on the 13th spot with 14 points. For your team HastaLaVista Esports on the 14th spot with 12 points. 15th spot, the RPG Genocide with 12 points. And your Origin Astral Gods on the 16th spot with 11 points. Congratulations to the top 8 because you guys are moving on the semi-finals. For once again, I'm your shoutcaster of Pong Gaming MR. Thank you so much. And God bless you all. Good night.